follow-up from the Rupert Sanders / Twilight saga.
Yikes! Plus, why you should boycott Valentine's Day.
And the Pulse, all on this episode of The Game Over Show. That's how the show's going to go today. Welcome to the Game Over Show. I'm Charles J. Orlando.
And I'm Lisa Stedman, and this is a live show that dishes up street smart love advice so you can stop getting love wrong and start getting love right. And sometimes we are just oh so wrong.
Well, pre-show, we do all kinds of outrageous stuff. And if you want to see more pre-show action, head over to thegameovershow.com. We get into, like, today's topic was men's O-faces.
And how they become less sexy. Am I right, ladies?
Well, I'm the only guy in the room, right? The rest of the production team is female. So this doesn't really work out. Can I get a guy to help me out, please? Please.
Dude, you know your O-face is hilarious. That's his, everybody.
Yeah, that's definitely not it. Oh my god, I'm just, let's start it out. What's hot?
Like that. All right, so remember several months ago when Kristen Stewarts was caught cheating on Robert Pattinson with a certain director, and there's a lot of fallout from that, and everybody just was scathing of K-Stu.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh my god, yeah. It was the thing because the second half of the closing of Twilight hadn't happened yet,
right.
So it became like the thing. I wrote about it. Did you write about it?
I did not. I watched it like the train wreck it was.
It was a disaster zone.
It was.
It was a disaster zone. But now we got some follow-up, right?
We do have some follow-up because right about now, the couple, Rupert, who was the man who she had the affair with, married man, director, film director, he directed her in a movie, he and his wife are now filing for divorce.
Finally, and this is several months later.
Yeah, and we had an interesting pre-show conversation about it because I said, well, why wait? Why not do it? Or not why not do it, but it's so surprising that in the midst of scandal, they didn't just blow up, have this divorce right in the public eye, and move on. They're having it months later, and you had a really good perspective.
Well, they have 2 young kids, right? And
by the way, the wife's name is Liberty Ross.
Right.
Yeah, well, she actually filed.
And it sounds like, we'll get to her quote in a second that made the press today, but I think they were just making a really responsible decision, you know?
Yeah.
They had a long-term marriage. They have 2 little kids. 7 and 5.
Yeah.
So you can do what all the celebrities seem to do is like, get the fuck out, it's over, done, and then you throw something through the window and, everybody else's stuff follows. But it sounds like they were, based on the reports, they were in counseling.
Yeah.
And they were looking at trying to put something back together.
Yeah, they're trying to work it out. Allegedly. We weren't there.
Right.
But from what we hear.
And it didn't work. So they made a responsible decision, and now, based on the agreement they're putting together, everything's very joint. Everything's very agreed upon.
Amicable.
Yeah.
So it's not so heated. It's not so, I'm Kim Kardashian, I'm going to stick you with my lawyer bills, blah, blah, blah. I did bring her up. Talk
about, like, the whole bell curve of divorces.
Right.
But, there's no rule that you have to be a penguin and stay with someone forever. But if you're going to leave, you met them with a certain amount of respect. Why not leave with the same amount?
Yeah. And they might also, we talked about this a few weeks ago, a lot of people break up in January. It's the most common month for filing for divorce, and especially when you have kids. A lot of times you are just trying to make it through the holidays, and then you're realizing it's not going to work out, so you end up getting divorced or filing for divorce in January. So very common phenomenon. And Liberty Ross and Rupert Sanders. Can I read her quote?
Please do.
I really appreciate this because celebrities often try to drag each other through the mud. They try and be scandalous, especially if you've been scorned. Like, you're pissed, right? But I thought this was very much the high road when Liberty said today in a statement, I believe we're all on journeys and we're given lessons at certain times in our life. Sometimes when things seem really bad, you have to be able to see the good and learn from it. and move forward as graciously as possible. I love that. And then she also says this piece about this year was the end of some things and the beginning of something else. Beginnings and endings are always really exciting. And I say game on to that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So if this is your first time watching the Game Over show, we do lots of what's hot. We also have a bunch of unique data. This is our pre Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So Valentine's Day is coming up, and our whole week this week is devoted to couples and singles who are wondering, oh, Valentine's Day, game on, game over, it's confusing. Are you feeling like I do? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, we're going to be talking about that, and to kick things off with Valentine's Day all week, let's get to the pulse.
The pulse, sir.
The pulse. So, Valentine's Day theme all week.
Every day.
We asked 1,000 women, have you ever had a Valentine's Day that met your expectations? Because there's a lot of pressure. You and I talked about this, right? And expectations when it comes to gift giving, especially Valentine's Day, is real dicey.
But not even just gift giving, but what Valentine's Day means to your relationship. Do they prove their love? Have they read your mind? Have they gone all out? It's exhausting.
Have they just paid attention? But we're going to get to that. So, 1,000 women surveyed. Have they ever had a Valentine's Day that met their expectations?
1,000 women.
75% said no.
Wow.
No. We have some insight as to why, though, right? So we asked also about their perfect gift. What would make the perfect Valentine's Day gift? We're going to get to that tomorrow.
Yep.
On tomorrow's show, so join us then. But, this...
I think that's so sad.
Well, it is sad, but it lends credence to what we're talking about today, which is, why have Valentine's Day at all?
Right. Today's topic is about boycotting. I'm going to tell you more about that in just a minute.
Well, we don't see eye to eye on this. And now it's time for He Said.
She Said.
So we don't see completely eye to eye on this. Just to set the stage, the subject today.
Why you should boycott Valentine's Day.
Boycott. That's such a strong word.
How about womancott?
Okay.
If it's boy you are offended by.
No, just like to get rid of the holiday as a whole.
Right. Well, we're talking about a lot of different topics this week, and they're not all anti-Valentine's Day, but I thought it appropriate to kick off our week of Valentine's Day shows with why you might want to boycott it, because the she in the he said, she said actually has kind of a male point of view. I don't know. I'm told in this room, I'm more the dude in this moment.
That would make me the chick, evidently.
Nice rack.
You like? Thank you.
So, but here's the deal.
Don't be looking. You're such a pig.
Well, when you put it all out there, come on, it's hard not to look when
I feel
they're
like
just
Jodie
showing.
Foster, the accused.
The girls
Back up.
are like
Jesus
up on your
Christ.
face.
So.
And we.
So back to you.
Where's our sexual harassment seminar? Have we taken that yet?
I think we are like the poster children for what not to do. Well, can we start with some origin? Of Valentine's Day?
Oh,
before you destroy it, can I just tell everybody what it's all about?
The lies.
Okay, so here are the lies, right? I'll make this as brief as we can.
Here's the history.
There are 3 Catholic saints that were named Valentine, okay? All of whom were martyred. So one legend has it that Valentine was a priest.
right there, martyr, Valentine's Day.
Well, a saint, right?
Well, martyr.
Right. One legend contends that Valentine was a priest who served in the early 3rd century in Rome. Emperor Claudius II. He decided that single men made better soldiers than those with wives and families. So he outlawed marriage. Valentine was a priest who married young lovers anyway. And he was put to death for it. That's one.
Died for his cause.
Other stories are Valentine may have been killed trying to help Christians escape harsh Roman prisons where they were beaten and tortured. Valentine actually...
Happy Valentine's Day to you, people!
Well, he fell in love. The legend has it that he fell in love with the jailer's daughter. And before he was put to death, he sent her a letter.
Happy Valentine to you, lady.
Right? He signed it from your Valentine.
Oh, okay, that's kind of sweet.
Lupercalia is the...
Luper what?
Calia.
Sounds like a venereal disease.
Well, don't catch that. It's actually a pagan holiday, so send your hate mail to Lisa.
Sorry, pagans. What up? Word.
It's celebrated during the Ides of February, so February 15th, and it was a fertility festival.
So basically, after all the sex you allegedly have on Valentine's Day, you celebrate with the pagans in a fertility special.
There you go.
And I'm so editing myself right now.
And I appreciate that. So, so that's that's the origin of the holiday. It's really murky.
Okay.
It's mysterious.
Okay.
But you're just anti because of the commercialism.
So I'm anti for two reasons. I'm anti one because of the pressure of what the commercialism does. Mm-hmm. So ladies, pretty much after January 1st, you walk into any store, whether it's the grocery store or the mall, and it's flowers, candy, hearts. And so we're like bombarded with these images of what love is supposed to look like. And it's the same thing as those diamond commercials that say spend 3 months' salary. You know, it's like it's putting a price on what love actually is. And I call bullshit on that. I just call bullshit on anything that is forced and material. I really don't like that. But the other thing is, I mean, I used to write about breakups for a living. So, you know, give me a little backstory. And every February 14th, I called Valentine's Day Breakup Celebration Day. Because if you were single, it wasn't about being minus a plus one. It was about celebrating the ones who had gone away, whether by choice or not. And you were single to now find the right one. Didn't have to do anything with buying yourself things or going out on a big fat date. Like, you can do those things. But I just think there's too much pressure.
I think there is a lot of pressure, to your point. I mean, so I don't necessarily agree with boycotting, but I do agree that there's way too much commercialism in it.
Yeah.
Way too much
Too much
commercialism.
pressure on your relationship.
Well, but if you would just pay attention to what the other person's looking like. So let me explain. So I'm hearing you say through kind of your words a little bit that you should be. You should. I'm reading. But what you're saying is you should be treating the one you love like you're special every day. So
Hell yeah!
So what's wrong with a day that shows that it's extra special that day?
I'm fine with a day that shows you're extra special, just not all the same day. Like, pick a day. Pick a random day. I'd much prefer that to, like, this is the day you show your love, people.
Do you say that for Christmas, your birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day for your parents?
No, that's different.
Why is that different?
Because I say so.
Oh, the world according to Lisa. That's our show. Thank you.
It's about time you got on board with
I
my
got
way
it.
of thinking.
I got it.
No, so you tell me, why do you like Valentine? Because this guy goes all out, and I gotta say, your wife is a lucky lady.
Well,
in when I'm not vomiting.
Ew. Somehow I feel disgusted sitting here on the couch.
You've gone out of your way in some very creative ways. So talk to me about why you like going out of your way on this particular day.
I like
versus every day.
Well, I like going out of my way every day.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we've talked a lot about this, and I've written about it, and you have too, where it comes to like real relationships that work. They don't take work; they just take effort, right?
Yeah.
You just put
so
passion
say that
in.
again. That's so important.
Long-term relationships that function and are great to be in. They take no work at all. In fact, they are very effortless. They just take lots of effort.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So it's not work, it's not drudgery, but it is effort. It's putting your best foot forward. It's thinking about your partner on a daily basis. It's being considerate.
Sure.
Continue.
So that's what Valentine's Day for me is all about, right? It's doing great things for the relationship and for the person you care about all year. But there are some days that are just more meaningful than others.
Okay.
And I totally agree where all the pressure and the commercialism, I mean, that's just bad shit. But we're going to talk tomorrow about what women really want on Valentine's Day. So
steak and...
well, that's the anti-Valentine's Day that's been put together by a group of men. So
I celebrate you, men. I celebrate you.
Check this out. If you haven't seen it, March 14th is Steak and Blowjob Day, which is a great day.
Nothing wrong with that.
I don't know if it's the anti-Valentine's Day, which is the way they have it deemed. You can check them out at steakandbjday.com. But yeah, Steak and Blowjob Day.
Honey, I got it marked on the calendar. I'm all for it.
But you're really anti, like across the board. You and Lewis don't do anything?
We don't do anything. No, you know what's hilarious? Okay, I have a very quick, funny story to tell. We don't celebrate. We never have, and it's something that we both mutually agreed on in the very beginning.
Which works, by the way, as long as everybody's on the same page.
And we talked about it because I didn't want it to be an issue, and I had just come from being like the breakup guru who talked about breakup celebration. So I'm like, dude, it'd be really weird to suddenly become like this gushy gush, like I'm not that girl. But what's hilarious is he disappears on Valentine's Day.
Like gone?
This is a man who's always, like, I know where he is at all times. That's just how it is. Like, I'm not stalking him, but he doesn't really go anywhere. But the first Valentine's Day we were together, he was at work and he had to stay late. And normally we'd instant message all day. And like starting at 5 o'clock, it was crickets.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, seriously? Like, what the fuck? Dude, really? And I was laughing the whole time. And he got home at like 8 and he's like, oh man. And I was like, you didn't know that this was Valentine's Day. And that's kind of funny. And then he did it again like a couple years ago. He just, like, it's so funny to me.
Where does he go?
I don't know. Well, he doesn't go anywhere, but it's so funny that these things happen. And I'm starting to think maybe there's an issue on his end. Because I'm like, one day.
No one will know. Let's follow him. And then we'll find out.
It just cracks me up. My really super cool, chill husband, like, disappears. But in some women, that would be, like, the end. I don't give a shit. This is a man who takes me to Paris, who loves me every day, who appreciates me every day. Whatever.
Whose side are you on? Pick who you love most, me or Lisa?
Hi, ladies. You know I got your back.
You know I got your
gentlemen.
And you know I got your gifts for Valentine's Day. So, if you head over to...
Are you going to get the ladies in the studio gifts?
Probably. That's the way you do it,
Producer
right?
Fiona's crying!
Non-romantic gifts for the women in your life?
You know, I had a friend in college who would always bring me one rose. He would bring roses to all his girlfriends. He had a lot of girlfriends, so he spent a lot of money. But he would bring one rose to all of his female friends on Valentine's Day, and I actually thought that was really sweet.
It is very cool. And speaking of roses, we have a different sponsor today. So this is not our sponsor. But if you want to check out some cool original gifts, check out...
you were talking about this.
JustPaperRoses.com.
JustPaperRoses.com.
Yeah,
okay.
and they have incredible, like, cool roses that are not only made of paper, but they're made of, like, metal, steel. They have anniversary gifts there, men or women. There's all kinds of stuff.
You got the inside hookup on some pretty cool sites, I must say.
It's very cool. That place is cool. Check them out. They're not a sponsor, but they could be if they just contacted us. I'm just kidding.
Like you. We really, really like you.
So check them out.
Yeah.
But our show is sponsored today.
We love our sponsor.
By Your Tango. Your Tango, and they've got some really cool love stuff coming up too, Valentine's Day.
Yeah, actually, they talk a lot about breakups during February.
Yes, they do.
I so appreciate them because it's not just about, woohoo, I have love, I rock. It's also like, ooh, love has gone away. My life still rocks. I'm moving on, I'm moving up. So we love that they celebrate breakups right around Valentine's Day.
Check out yourtango.com or find them on Facebook at facebook.com/yourtango.
We love you.
We love you a lot. All right.
XOXO.
Ox. Actually.
You know, when I type that on my phone, it always autocorrects it to socks.
Socks?
Really pisses me off. So if I ever text any of you guys in the studio and it says socks, I meant love. XOXO.
There it is, and I always get ox from Tina, right? That's what she always put. All right.
Ox.
Second half of the show is always dedicated to answering your advice requests, so it's time for Street Smart
Love Advice.
Street Smart Love Advice brought to you every day, Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. in London, and 9 a.m. in Sydney. We love all of our worldwide audience.
I'm such a trained seal.
This is our American Sign Language co-host.
Welcome, and we appreciate you tuning in from around the world.
And so this is the second half of the show where we usually get to your live love advice requests. If you have a question, where do they go?
Go to our Facebook fan page, facebook.com/The Game Over Show. Click on the message button and we get your messages. And we try and get to you. We have a lot of people emailing us. So thank you in advance for sending the questions. And thank you to those of you who follow up with what advice you've taken and not taken. Because we love to hear how Street Smart Love Advice helps you. Definitely.
Well, actually, we have a follow-up question.
I know. I'm excited.
So this goes back out to T. T had written into us a few weeks ago about a gentleman she was dating who was giving her hot and cold. And we said she was wondering if she should pursue him or back off and let him prove himself. And our advice was to back off. Yeah. Let him prove himself. Let him show what he's interested in. Yeah. So she wrote back in today. And T, we're probably going to be a little bit more honest.
I thought we were honest the first time.
Oh, no, we were. But this is going to be more honest.
We're bringing it.
Yeah, we're bringing it. So T's
on your
asking a follow-up
seatbelt.
question, saying, so we've been dating for about 2 months, and things have been good, except for the last couple weeks. He's been kind of hot and cold.
I thought he was hot and cold before.
Well, he's back to being hot and cold.
Okay,
So
he's consistent.
He is definitely consistent, but there's a reason why now. He is still interested in me. I'm not touching you.
I'm touching you.
He's still interested in me.
How do you know?
God, it's a live show. He's still interested in me, and he
Okay.
keeps in contact, although I pursue him more. Well, we warned you. All right.
She's pursuing him more than he's pursuing her.
Yes, just like before.
T, what did we say about that?
Hold on, there's a reason.
Oh, okay.
Thanks to
Hold on, T.
Facebook, she knows why.
Dun,
There's
dun, dun.
there's another girl.
Boo.
So now I feel like I'm competing with someone.
You are.
Right, and it's very hard to swallow. Shh.
Don't swallow anything he gives you. If he's dating other girls, that is not your duty. Just saying, you gotta protect yourself.
She's not sure what to do. Should she ask him about her?
Fiona is about to explode.
Should she ask him about her? Should she push him away?
Wait, should she ask the guy about the other girl?
Yep, or she's now in constant fear that she will lose him. Who gives a shit?
Why
Look,
are you worried about losing this loser?
T, he's playing the same game he was when you wrote in.
And you're still playing.
Yeah, you are actively involved in this. Now, I bet that when she warned him, you're like, this isn't right.
Cleaned up?
He cleaned up and came correct, and then he slowly moved back to where he was.
This is a dude who's shown his true colors. Why are you hanging around?
T, if you want this to get fixed, cut it.
Yeah.
Cut him loose and
Game
call
over.
it good. There's no way that a guy like this is ever going to value and respect you when you obviously don't value and respect yourself enough to walk away from a guy who treats you like shit. Did I miss something?
No, that's pretty street smart. And,
Okay.
and he's right on the money. This is so. What I love is, I could tell you this all day long, straight from a dude.
He's getting exactly what he wants.
It's working for him. If it's not working for you, game over.
He's got the two of you vying against each other. And,
And it's working
now,
for him. Dudes
Sure.
love that.
Totally. And now you guys get to work it out, and then as soon as you give up, you'll just find somebody new. Let it be somebody else. Don't let it be you.
Yeah, don't let it be you. Move on.
So this comes in from Kay.
Hi, Kay.
Kay has a question about a relationship with one of her best friends. Okay?
Best guy friends.
Yes, best
Okay.
guy friends.
Okay.
She's known him for 2 years,
Okay.
and they've always told each other their guy-girl problems, right?
Okay.
Back and forth.
Like
they give
their
each other
dating
advice. Yeah.
Okay.
But in the past few months, he asked her if they should start seeing each other. So things crossed the line for him from friends to romantic.
Oh, that could be fun.
You ever been involved in something like that?
Yes, I have, and it never worked out.
Whoops. So,
Sorry.
at first she was like, no, I think of you like a brother.
Okay.
And
so
then she
you weren't
decided-
into it. You said game over.
But she decided to give it a whirl.
Oh.
He doesn't come to her for advice anymore, which is weird because they've been talking
Well, but you're moving from friend to romantic. Why would
Right.
he come to you for advice?
and part of the time when they talk, it's romantic, and the other part of the time, it's just normal conversation.
Well, that's how you do.
Well, right. So
You're in transition.
she's like, all his friends and cousins know about everything. Should I keep it on a friend level or give him a chance? Well, how do you feel?
What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean,
So he sounds like he's trying to make the transition.
Right.
He's doing his part, or he's working on it.
and it sounds like she's trying to also.
Yeah. I want to know, if you guys hooked up? Like, what kind of romantic stuff is going on? Are you kissing? Are you, dating? Or is it still, maybe we'll do this one day?
Well, she said that when they talk, some of it's, she says lovey-dovey in quotes, right?
Okay.
So it sounds like things have crossed the physical line.
Okay.
But I'm with you. I'm with Lisa. Where, what do you want? Do you, if there's no romantic attraction,
Don't ruin a friendship.
sure. Will
I
it
mean-
ruin it?
Oh gosh. Okay, T. Was it T? Or
No,
was
this
it,
is-
no,
this is K.
This is K. K, I'm just gonna be street smart with you. This has never worked out for me. It's not to say it can't
Crossing
work
the
out for
line?
you. Crossing the line. Yes.
But after you have a relationship, I mean, at the end, you're friends with passion. But you can't reverse it the other way. You
can't
Has to
go
start
back.
passion with friends.
No. Well, you can transition from friend to lover.
Okay.
But if it doesn't work out, you can't go back to friend. It's so hard. It's so difficult. And guys are just wusses about it, frankly.
Well, I would bet you're right. And I would bet
So-
that there's always going to be that tension.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
and part of it is that there's a vulnerability that's happening with someone that used to feel very safe.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, like, oh, I might get hurt. I might get rejected. They may not like me. I might not kiss well. They might, like whatever it is. And because you're already friends, it can be really hard to make that transition. I say have a very frank conversation.
Who's Frank?
I know. I knew you were going to go there. Just as soon as I
There's another guy in this relationship. All of a sudden, you know what? Game over.
Candid conversation and see and be honest about where you're coming from and find out where he's coming from. Ask each other what you want, but first get clear about what you want.
Who's candid?
Moving on.
This next one comes in from E. Don't take E.
Why not?
E says she's 21 and she's dating a man who's 30 years old. E is in love with him, but there's a problem. He goes on dates with other women.
That is a problem.
I would consider that a problem.
Why are you giving your heart away to someone who's involved with other women?
It gets better.
That's a game over right there.
He tells her that it's normal.
That he's dating other...
That he goes on dates with other women. He doesn't say he's dating other women. It's this careful little,
So he's making her an option when she's making him a priority.
Precisely.
To use your words.
Yeah, she has a boyfriend. He doesn't have a girlfriend.
How's that working for you?
Doesn't seem to be. She's totally lost and doesn't know how to stop him from doing that. Guess what? You can't.
You can't.
You can't. He's deciding what he's going to do, and you're going, why are you doing that? But I love you.
Oh, don't give... So, okay.
Street smart, please.
Street smart, first of all. Ladies. Let's never give our heart away to anyone who's making us only an option.
Right.
Right? Let's not fall in love till we know someone's falling with us. Bad idea.
Perfect.
Bad idea.
That's tweetable. Please tweet it.
Word. Now, you take away this other part.
Fire the fucker.
I love that you're dropping more F-bombs than me these days.
Done.
Love it. Love it.
Sorry, that's bullshit. She's totally getting played. You want to know what the surest sign of a guy playing you is? You allowing it. That's the surest sign. As soon as you start making excuses for bad behavior, that's all you're going to get is continued bad behavior.
Because it works for them.
Sure.
Guys are really simple.
No offense taken, in case you're wondering.
No, come on. Guys are really simple. If you allow something, they'll repeat it. Because it works for them. If it doesn't work for you, change that behavior.
I wasn't even listening.
They're really simple.
I wasn't listening. So, E, done, right? Game over. This last one comes in from Jay.
Hi, Jay.
And this is a woman. Jay says, I'm a 25-year-old woman. I've never been in a committed relationship.
Why are you pointing the finger at me?
Because this is definitely a question that's built for you to answer.
Okay, got it.
Never been in a committed relationship.
Okay.
I've casually dated guys, but I never seem to be the girl they commit to.
Oh, I've been that girl.
So there's more.
Okay.
I don't know.
I gotcha, girl.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Okay.
When I was younger, I made the mistake of going to bed too soon.
I've been that girl.
But I broke that habit over the last few years.
Okay.
Why is she always the girl that the guys don't want?
Oh, Jay. All right. Can I take this? Jay, I have been this girl. So huddle up. Let's chat.
Oh, sorry.
No, you can
go ahead. I'm not listening.
So, first of all, I used to be the girl that was the girl before the girl. Like, they would commit to the next girl after me, right?
You were the girl that would train the guy for the relationship.
Yeah. Oh,
Got it.
Yeah. Really good on the self-esteem, right? Well, what I had to come to terms with was, number one, who I was choosing. But more importantly, I gotta say, it was how I felt about myself. I didn't feel like a woman that was worthy of committing to. I was like, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not sexy enough, I'm not thin enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. And so it was always like I was training them to be a great boyfriend for the next person. And so much of that had to do with me and how I felt about me. So I want you to really take a look at you and ask yourself why you don't feel valuable. Now, one thing you said here that I think is very telling is that you used to sleep with men too soon and now you don't. So maybe there's a belief that your only value lies in your vagina. And if that's the case, we got to work that so it's up here, it's in here, you have a whole lot of self-worth, and you're choosing men who will value the whole you and the fact that you're not sleeping with them right away, and they'll take their time and they'll value you and they'll appreciate you.
Definitely.
You can totally change this pattern, but you got to change you first.
Absolutely. I have nothing else.
Solid.
Bam. Don't settle for second best.
You deserve so much better than that. Yeah.
If you have a question, hit us up, facebook.com/thegameovershow. We'll get your question. You click the little message button and we get it live on the show. We keep you anonymous.
Always.
Tomorrow's show? Tomorrow's show is unconventional dates for Valentine's Day.
So if you're not going to boycott,
or girl
we're going to
pot,
give you some, or woman caught, we're going to give you some street smart ideas for how to have a fabulous and unconventional Valentine's Day.
And this is going on all week for singles and couples.
Tell your
right?
friends.
Definitely. So until tomorrow, I'm Charles J. Orlando.
That makes me Lisa Stedman.
See you later.
Bye.